just want to be honest with you.
Oh, no.
First of all, I served time in France, Sweden, and the United States, all for check forgery. I'm actually on federal parole, and I said, and been fired from several jobs. And to be honest with you, I don't know how much longer I'll be at this grocery store. Because as soon as they find out, they'll probably fire me. But I said I would like to still see you if that's okay with you. And she said yes. And eventually I asked her to be my wife, and against the wishes of her parents, she said yes. And I've been married for 48 years. She literally changed my life. She's what changed my life. Sometimes you come across another human being that can be so powerful to another human being and turn their whole life around. And she did just that. Now, I will be 77 in about on the 27th of this month. And when you get older, you start to look back on your life and all the mistakes you made. And you start to think about people you mistreated, people you deceived, maybe if you were bullied, people you bullied, things that you never thought about when you were young, but as you get older, they start to wear on you and you start to think about them every day. And that's what's happened in my life. And I have found that my experience has been, and it's unfortunately, you have to say so, is that redemption is only in the eyes of God. It is not in the eyes of most people. So most people believe once a criminal, always a criminal. Most people are not willing to forgive. Most people are not willing to overlook their mistakes. So I have lived my whole life with people who judge me every single day of my life. There are people who write bad things about me. Of course, social media made it only 1,000 times worse, where people write good things and bad things. People make up things. People say things about you that are not true. And I live in a very wealthy section of Charleston, South Carolina. And most of my neighbors, we've just built a Catholic church there, $22 million to build the church. It was paid for when the doors opened by the people that lived on the island. And my wife and I were a huge contributor of that church. But I tell my wife every Sunday, the most difficult part of my week is when I have to go sit in that church and attend Mass, because constantly the people that are looking at me and judging me for something I did 50 years ago. But I'm also aware that when you make a mistake in life, you have to live with that mistake. And when you make a mistake very young, you have to live with that mistake for a long, long time. So I always tell people, it's very simple in life. Before you make a mistake, all you have to do is take a couple minutes to think, should I really do this? And if I did, who's it going to hurt? And whose life is it going to change besides my life? And before you mistreat someone, or you deceive someone, or you're dishonest with someone, if you just stop for about 2 minutes and ask yourself, is this really something I should do? Is this something I want to remember? Because it means nothing now, but as you grow older, God has a way of bringing it back to your attention, and you have to live with those mistakes every day of your life. And so that's just part of it. I understand I did those things, so I have to pay for those every single day of my life. So all I try to do is make my life better every day and be better the next day than I was the day before, and do the things that I can do to help other people. And so that's where my life has brought me. But it had not been for my wife, and I remind her all the time, I'd probably be sitting in a prison somewhere, and I probably would have never done any of the things I did had it not been for her.
Thank you so